what makes this really special is because there's been animated projects showing Africa before, Lion King, etc. But this is probably the first one where it's set in Africa and told from an African perspective. The characters are speaking Swahili, and actual Swahili, not no shade.
Not real Swahili. Real Swahili. Okay.
So it's really touching, and seeing it come together, especially on Sunday, like all the hard work that's gone into it, and it's an all Kenyan cast. It gets me kind of touchy. Even thinking about
I see a little tear coming out of your eye.
Chelsea, don't cry.
This is Salam and Hello, where stories of joy and justice vibrate with the rhythm of Africa and the diaspora.
We're worried, anxious group of people trying to move along. Maybe one day we'll get onto something. Until then, we say, hold on. I know it's hard, but baby, you just got to.
Salam and hello, everyone. My name is Lilly Piper, and welcome to the show. We are so thrilled to have you with us today, and you are in for quite a ride. Coming up in December, Showmax is releasing its first 2D animated series. That series is set here in our beloved city of Nairobi, and it's called Twende. Let's go. Twende is going to capture your imagination, inspire you. So much fun for the entire family, for your kids, for your aunties, for you to enjoy. And we are delighted today to welcome some of the voices and actors who made Twende come to life. Twende is a series that features a pangolin named Twende, who's voiced by Junior Nyango, and his best friend Nuru, a little feisty little bird. And together, they explore the adventures of life and ask questions. And if you've seen the trailer, you know how much fun this series is going to be.
Hey, I overslept. I'm late for my 11 o'clock nap.
Twende, wake up! We're your boda-drivers for the day.
I need a lift.
And me! I have no arms!
Twende, Nuru, the son and daughter I never had.
Your children are literally gnawing on you.
If business doesn't pick up soon, we'll have to close down. Not my glorious ramp.
Is she laughing or crying?
I can never tell.
Our biggest competitor is having a massive PR event. This makes me feel petty and vindictive. Go, my followers. Reclaim what is yours! What do we do?
Everything's fine. Everything's not fine. My best friend believing in me is all the praise I need.
Aw, Twende.
So we are delighted today to talk all about animation, about how it's about the journey, not the destination, and what it means for Showmax's first animated series to be produced here on the ground almost entirely in Africa by African creators, animators, storytellers, and actors. So here to bring Twende to life to us and to tell us the story are three of its cast members, and we are so excited to have them here with us. We have Mkamzee.
Yes.
Hello, welcome.
Hello.
She is not new to your screens or to your, your creative spaces. You will know her well, and we can't wait to hear more about what she's bringing to the cast of Twende. We have Raymond. Karibu sana, Raymond.
Thank you.
Our gender representative, so we have some gender parity. And rounding out our conversation today is Auudi, who plays you're
A cheetah and an AI system.
And an AI. That's why she's wearing the hat, so that go between the people. Yeah. But we are so excited to have you here with us on Salam and Hello. Karibu sana. Karibuni sana.
Thank you.
I'm so
sana.
happy to have you here. Mm-hmm. So let's dive right in. I didn't really give a fair treatment to who each of you play in this series. So maybe I will start back with you, Mkamzee, and you can tell us, who do you play in the show? And how does that connect with what Twende is about?
I played Madame Mongoose, who's a mongoose, who's ironically afraid of snakes, which is strange because mongoose eat snakes.
They eat snakes, yeah.
But she's the villain of the series, and she's the one who's always interfering with Twende's plans and trying to foil him. She's like the Mojo Jojo of Twende, actually.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's not the energy you give, though. You're not a mongoose.
I know.
No.
But I love her. I think my favorite thing is her eyebrows, and like they're sticking straight up in her purple eyeshadow. She's just she's fabulous. Fabulous.
Okay, you, Raymond?
I play Cheche, the honey badger. I'm Madame Mongoose's henchman. He's big, scary guy in terms of appearance, but deep down he's a bit of a sweetheart. He's always making these one-liners that are pretty funny. Emphasis on pretty. And I also play Batsy. He's one of the monkeys. He's part of the greaser monkeys, the guys who, if you need anything fixed. And I provide a few other voices throughout the season.
Fantastic.
Nice. I play Taji. She's a cheetah. She's a wannabe socialite. She wants to be Madame Mongoose, and she never will be. She's like slay queen happening a lot. And Gooba Pod, which is like the GPS of that world. Wow. And like the system that like helps them answer like stuff they want to know.
So we ended up with kind of the dark side of the series on our set today.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. You
Goon
know?
Squad forever.
Yes. That might have to be the title of the episode. Goon Squad represents.
Or Goop Squad. Or Goop Squad.
Or Goop Squad. Yeah.
So tell us about the creation process. It's fun to hear you all come on set today because you were saying, I haven't met Raymond, or you just met Raymond.
I just met Raymond.
Saturday.
Sunday, yes.
So tell me what the creation process was like. What did it look like when you were voicing your characters? And how did you create the energy that was needed to bring these characters to life?
So first of all, I think this project began 5 years ago? Was it?
Wow.
Yeah. The first time I auditioned for it was about 5 years ago, I think. And there was no drawing. It was just like, just do this voice and she sounds like this. And you're like, oh, okay. And then it's been really interesting watching like the drawings come up and first it's like stick figures and then seeing the animation process also happen. But then you're alone in the booth and you're doing all these wild things. And that's where like theater training is really helpful because it's a lot of physical work. It's a lot of you moving around and screaming into the microphone. Yeah. But it is a lot of fun. So you don't actually see the other people and, you have your script and, you're talking to this person. They kind of are describing that, you're doing this. You're falling down a well and you're like, make the sounds. Falling down a well. Yeah, but it's a very interesting process, especially for an actor, because I think you really get back to what acting is about. Yes.
Okay. So Raymond, how about for you? You play her henchman, but you weren't with her in the room to be reacting to her vibe. So how did you manage?
So my attachment to this project began in COVID. So I was in college at the time in LA. So I came back just for a break during COVID because the world was kind of shut down. Yeah. It was actually my cousin who's a writer. She reached out to me and was like, hey, a friend of mine is looking for some voice actors. I know that's your thing. Why don't you give it a try? So I sent in my reel and within like a week, I went in to record the first set of voices. And the first thing they did was, okay, so because when you get in the booth, they say, okay, we're looking for this, this, and that. And you're kind of on the spot. So they're like, okay, he just told me to make a 70s disco man voice.
And you're how old? You're like, I was not around in the 70s.
I was several decades off that era. So I'm thinking to myself like, okay, so you do a lot of trial and error, a lot of improv. When they laugh, you can tell it's a good, you're doing something good. And thing is, the directors are doing the voices of the other characters. So for me, Madame Mongoose has been a 50-year-old South African man. Until recently.
I'm so glad she's
and funny enough, we just met on Sunday, but majority of my recording was done in the States.
I love the beauty of this, though. You didn't know that. So how about you, Auudi? Because you are a more recent member of this cast, right?
Yeah, for sure. Mine was last year, I think. And it was like, send a WhatsApp voice note. I'm like, oh, okay. I did a voice note and he's like, okay, cool. So they're going to get to you. So I got an email from Nick, who's the South African producer of ours. And he's like, yeah, so you're going to play this character and maybe another one as well. I'm like, no pressure. Thanks.
I don't know. I've met you for like 30 seconds, but I feel like you could handle it.
Girl, yes. But at the time, you're not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think the only person I met was Mkamzee.
And you had met
during recording.
During the recording.
And it was because I was getting out and she was getting in.
Like, oh, you're here too?
Yes. Only person I met like, we're in the same project.
So when did you get to see the first compilation of all your voices and the animation come together?
For me, the trailer. I've not seen it.
The trailer, yes.
Yeah.
As well.
Wow,
Yeah.
awesome. Which is high energy. There's a part where you, in particular, Mkamzee, you're like, you are screaming.
I am screaming.
Can you do that little bit for us? Just like,
she's just so it's just cackling. It's the most fun.
That was pretty good.
Just like a cackling, but it's so wonderful because first of all, you're like, Madam Mongoose isn't actually trying to do bad things most of the time. She's just like, but I don't understand why I can't have the thing the way I want it. There's such disorder, and she's just, the thing is that she doesn't have a sense of humor. But she's so funny, which I think is great writing.
We all have that auntie, right?
Yes.
Who doesn't know they're hilarious?
Who doesn't know they're hilarious?
No,
And it's just like grumpy and walking around like, why do they get... But the thing is, it's so funny though, because you're so humorless. So I think that way, the first time was that. And then we saw the episode for the first time on Sunday, this past Sunday. Fantastic. And so, I mean, at least we've seen episode 1.
Lucky you.
Yeah, episode 1.
December 1st, we'll all get to see it, which we cannot wait to engage with this show. How are you describing it to people, maybe in your family, other people in the industry, when they hear that you're attached to this project? Raymond, what do you say?
I would say Zootopia in Africa.
Zootopia in Africa, I like it. In urban Africa.
Urban Africa.
Yeah, in urban Africa, on those bodas.
And I always tell my friends, because everyone I've told about, especially stateside, is super excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll post a trailer up there, it gets crazy love. So everyone I've told about is really excited.
How about you, Auudi? How are you sharing this with your family, friends? How do you
no, I'm just like, I'm with the best cast in Kenya.
Indeed. This is a strong cast. You guys roll deep.
Yeah, for sure.
Why don't you tell us a few of the people you were excited to work with?
These two,
of course,
because I was with the Ray on a different show I'm doing.
Team Salad.
So seeing him there was like, it's pretty cool. Always a pleasure, Mkamzee. June.
Yes.
Junior, Nyokafi, who's one of my best friends. Yeah, it's a crazy cast.
So, as you mentioned, the cast is just full of some of Kenya's best and brightest, including the three of you, and makes us so proud to be a part of this community, this extended community of yours. Mkamzee, you are not new to this industry. You've been around a minute. I'm not trying to age my sister, but you have been around. No, you've made us proud many times before this. Over and over again, you were the star of Mali, played Usha.
Yes, Usha.
Usha.
Yes.
That's the Ethiopian pronunciation of Usha. That's how I tell people when I say it wrong. It's the Ethiopian way to say it. You won a Kalasha Award for your performance there. You have written and directed. Tell me what this series brings to you creatively that's different from your previous projects.
Fun. I think that sometimes when you're doing TV and you have to like direct and whatever, that's fun and that's like really creatively engaging and it's very intense. But the thing about this is that you get to, it's almost like it made me recapture what the first things I used to do, like musicals. I think that sensation, which is just anything goes. It's like whatever you want to do, there's no, oh no, it's too far. And then maybe the audience. And there's something about your audience being children that's really great. And so also that's the thing. I remember the first time, they're just like, oh, you have a son. Well, just pretend you're doing this for him, which was so wonderful. Because then even the other day when I was telling him, I'm like, Mama's going to be a cartoon. He's like, really? And then I showed him and he's like, Mama, why aren't you wearing tights?
That's his concern.
His concern. He's like, he had so many questions. I think he's the one who made me notice the eyebrows, So it's very different when you're like, oh, the audience is not like adults and the audience is not it's just like a fun experience and they're just going to take it however you give it. So I think that was the biggest difference. It's like a lot of fun and it's very freeing.
Has he been able to see any of your previous work? The Sala or others?
Yeah, he's seen, I think like one thing and he just was not interested.
Yeah, so this is
He was very uninterested. He's been on set actually, and I think I took him to set a few times, and then I asked him, "So will you come with me again?" And he said, "No." Why? Yeah. It's boring. So, because he's a very outdoors person, so he was like, "No, mama." So I think this, so he keeps asking me, "When is it coming out? When can I see?" And I told him about it once, and he said, and I asked him the other day, "So what is mama again?" He said, "Madame Mongoose," and I was like, I'm impressed, which I think is great because I think it's that element also of children take in so much information, so from just like a 5-minute clip, they take in so much. So that's also a great sense of responsibility, even as you're having fun. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So Raymond, just to build on that, it is both a sense of responsibility because it's also the first animated series that Showmax is putting out. It's almost entirely made in the continent. So what did it mean to you to be a part of something pretty historic?
Honestly, it was an honor. Like when I auditioned, when I heard about the audition, I actually didn't think I'd get it at all. When I saw the names attached, I really didn't think I would get it, but voiceover has always been a dream of mine. Growing up, Lion King was everything to me growing up. So when that actually inspired a love of animals. So I'm like, it's gonna be cartoons and animals. I'm like, this is a dream. So when I got it, I was like, I'm in. And every time, because we recorded a couple of times over a few years, so every time they'd reach out, I'd be like, oh, I'm just glad to be part of it. Yeah. And I think what makes this really special is because there's been animated projects showing, Africa before, Lion King, etc. But this is probably the first one where it's set in Africa and told from an African perspective. The characters are speaking Swahili, and actual Swahili, not, no shade.
Not real Swahili. Real Swahili. Okay.
So it's really touching and seeing it come together, especially on Sunday. Like all the hard work that's gone into it, and it's an all Kenyan cast. It gets me kind of touchy even thinking about it.
I see a little tear coming out of your eye.
Cheche, don't cry.
No, that's so powerful to think about what this will mean to not just you as a cast, but as people start to see it, what it will mean. Auudi, when you were recording, was there pieces of your life or experience that you were able to bring to the role? Attitude, personality.
Yeah, definitely. My baby brothers, they have this laugh that just comes from here. I was like, I'm stealing that one. Which is what actors are. We're thieves,
The best
kind
kind.
of, remake stuff that we see, we hear. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And just being a kid, being able to be a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I hear the laugh?
No.
Come on.
NDA. She signed an NDA.
I remember going in for recordings, catch-ups after we had already recorded and trying to remember the voice.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. You have a few tries.
Yeah, it'd actually be really hard for me to try to recreate it because I'm like, do I even remember?
You just have to watch.
And then you have to do it within a time zone. You have that.
My director is like, okay, so do you remember her voice?
At this exact moment, at the exact inflection, at the exact emotion.
Okay, so if I said to the three of you now, have a conversation in your characters.
Oh my God.
Okay, just have that in the back of your mind. I'm going to give you a few minutes. Marinate with that.
Which one?
This is true. You got to be the henchman. You got to be the henchman. Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah, okay. So
just marinate and then... the goober pod for sure. I think, Taji is gone.
How about this? I'm going to actually each a question. Answer it in the spirit, voice, personality of your character. Okay?
Got you.
So this is going to be the question, and then you can answer it, as your character. Okay, let me find a good neutral question that you can play with. So we want to hear in the voices of your characters, Madame Mongoose, Cheche, which character are you going with, Auudi?
The goober pod.
The goober pod. In the energy and voice of those characters, a response to this question: what has been your favorite part of being a part of Twende, and why?
It was a constant chore working on this project. That's what Madame Mongoose would say.
Continue. And why, Madame Mongoose?
Because everyone was always hugging and being friendly. I didn't like it at all.
So what would you have preferred, Madame Mongoose?
To be alone with a goober pod and everyone doing my bidding.
Well, Cheche, how did you feel about that? How was this experience for you?
It was fun.
Say more.
I bring terror and laughter.
Well, I don't know if that You bring terror and laughter. Let me just keep moving. Okay. And what about you? What's been your favorite part of being on the show?
Just having a job.
Tell me more about your job.
I get to pretend.
To be?
Evil, what do you want from me?
I don't think I could handle directing this show. We would not make any progress. I would just laugh and be like, that was so much fun. And they'd be like, that wasn't what I was supposed to say. That was brilliant.
It's exactly the same way. Like the director is always, he gets so into it. Sometimes it's like, sometimes it's like, oh no, we have to keep going.
Seriously.
He's like leaping in. Like, he was really animated.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
he was
also
so
really
into
great
it.
though. Greg was like
So into it.
so into it. He was. So I think it's interesting how everyone becomes a child.
Yeah.
Because
honestly.
they're in South Africa. So that's another thing. We were recording here, but they were in South Africa.
So they were virtual?
Virtual.
Not in the
like
booth
on-
with
like
you?
on a Zoom
No.
thing.
So it was truly like the sound engineers there, and you're in the booth, and then they're in South Africa, and there's like the laptop, and then them giving you instructions, and then they're getting crazy in their own office. It was hilarious.
And they were cracking up.
Wow. But you were clearly giving them so much to work with, which is it's beautiful. I'm only with the three of you. And I can see how it would be hard to stay focused on a task because of the energy that you're bringing to it. Yeah. So the theme of this show, for me, I've only seen the trailer. It seemed to be two things. One is exactly what Twende is about, right? That life is about the journey, not the destination. Mm-hmm. And the other one seems to be a lot around friendship and relationship and how central that is to the characters. I mean, even amongst the dark side, you guys are connected, you're a squad. So let me ask you, Auudi, when you think about that message, it's about the journey, not the destination. What do you want audiences to take from Twende, his story, that theme?
That you need people around you. And it's easier to go further together than alone.
It's a good African proverb. You're a good African child,
You
don't
know?
you? You're like,
I
you know
try.
the proverbs.
I try.
It's so true, though. Yeah. And Raymond, what about you? What do you feel like was the message maybe you even took away personally from this project and Twende's?
That's that in two parts.
Of course.
So I think from the show itself, having seen what I've seen of it, I think obviously apart from the main message, I think another one is don't take life so seriously. Like I think once you calm down and just see the humor in everything, because there is humor in almost everything, you can find the solution.
Yeah.
And I think as an actor, I think the same thing kind of, because when you don't take yourself seriously and allow yourself to sound ridiculous, even if it fails, you'll find gold. I think I never in my life did I think I'd play a surfer dude wildebeest.
And here you are.
And mama, I made it.
Right.
But once you let go of like, oh, do I sound weird? Does it sound real? Like, who cares? Just have fun.
Yeah. So Mkamzee, what was the gold for you in this series, just based on how Raymond put it? What did you take away?
I think it's just never let your inner child die. That's the thing. It's very easy to hold on to your inner child because it's just, first of all, interacting with children, so when like even just being around material that's meant for children, really every time you'd leave the booth, even if you've come in, I'm in a hurry, I'm late or whatever, all this stuff has been happening, you'd always leave feeling so happy, because you're just engaging in just like, oh, this problem and this, and oh, if you come together, we can solve it. Just like childlike spirit, allowing yourself to be free like a child, I think is a really valuable thing. And it's true, it's actually valuable also for actors. If you really want to like go on acting for long and go very far, it's always brilliant if you don't let your inner child die. Yeah.
Beautiful. That's good. That's good rules for just anybody.
For anybody.
I've heard actually that people who are aging, they bring like younger children to like, people to nursing homes or and it's actually really good for them to engage with young people. So 20 is a way for us to stay young.
Yes.
I like it. I'm going to add it to my skincare routine, right? Watching 20 to keep me young. So, we've talked a little bit about what it means to have this series made here, almost entirely by African animators, but in virtual places all over the continent, which is really quite beautiful. As it goes out into the world this next month, what do you want people to know about this place? What do you want them to learn about Kenya, about our communities, our culture from this series?
I think that Kenyans have a very odd and wonderful sense of humor. Like, because even, so the scripting, yes, was not necessarily done all by Kenyans, but I think because the performers were all Kenyan, that comes across.
You brought that in.
Yeah,
huh?
this is like a lot of like, it's very offbeat, but then and then we do as a culture, I think, find the humor in everything, which sometimes may seem frustrating to people where they're like, oh, you're just not taking that thing seriously. But I think Kenyans have a way of laughing their way through things, when you're like, okay, what are we going to do, cry? Yeah. So it's that understanding that even when we have tough times or when we have struggle, when things are not working out, we have a handle on it that they may not understand. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
it's like, no, we've got it. We'll just laugh through it. And it doesn't mean we don't take it seriously, right? It just means in a way we take it seriously enough to laugh.
I love that. Oh, we take it seriously enough to laugh.
Yeah.
We had a guest on a couple of months ago, some comedians, and they were Shaz Indurito was telling us a story of being at a funeral and being up country, and a young man came to the front, and they're thinking he's going to come give a speech, a eulogy of some sort, but he's actually just launching his album. He's like, I have a captive audience. They're not going. And she's like, we were cracking up at a funeral. Yeah. And her sisters were like, you've got to use this content in your next show. But it's like this idea of like, listen, this is hard, but buy my CD. I got you.
Yes.
Hey, Bill.
It's the thing that is needed the most in that moment, almost. Yeah. So I think
I love that.
there's something about Kenyan humor that's just very interesting.
Raymond, how about for you? What do you want people to learn about this place?
I would say if you're whatever, let me rephrase that. When you hear stories about us, let us be the one who tells them. Because what thing I like about Twende is where it has a lot of universal appeal. I think anyone from Chicago to Tokyo could enjoy this show. I do think it is very distinct where it comes from. And if you're going to, I know it's animals, but it is somewhat representative of Kenyan culture. And I don't know, I just feel like no one can tell your story better than you. So, hear us out.
Nice. I don't know how I'm supposed to beat that.
I don't know either, but here you are.
Well, they will definitely learn that we have the best accents in Africa.
Challenge.
It's true.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Because I think it cuts across, like, anyone can hear our English.
That's true. Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, and I think that's why it was almost, I'd like to think it was a no-brainer, but that the entire cast be Kenyan. So, yeah, we're dope, is what I'm saying.
There you go. Listen, there's no argument there. I +1 that all day. You mentioned the fact that it's animals, and I don't know if viewers will know that pangolins are actually the most trafficked animal in the world. I'm sure that was also not an accidental choice to shine light on, this beautiful creature that's so unique and different. But I'd like to know, if you had to be an animal, not a mongoose, not a honey badger, not an AI or otherwise, cheetah, what animal would you be?
A cow.
Was not expecting that.
This I want to hear.
Was that?
There's context to this.
Say more.
I'm like, what?
I just saw.
Like, Steven is cracking up.
Cows are really cool.
Season 2 writers, I hope you're getting this.
Twende now. Actually, Twende could have the rhythm. A cow could have the rhythm of a pangolin.
I'm like, yes, like a cow. I think they just have understood life.
They've understood life is to eat your grass and be with your people.
And just like, humans take care of them. And no, but honestly, I don't know, but on a serious note though, there's something about cows that's very calming. They seem very at peace. That's
they don't know what's coming for them, do they?
Maybe
they don't
know. Maybe a dairy cow, but anyway,
a dairy cow,
but a cow. And it's just there's a presence that cows have. That's very interesting.
Okay, Raymond, I'm gonna make you go last this time. Let Auudi go second, so she doesn't say,
So I just thought about it now. I've actually never thought about it, but maybe a giraffe. I just want to see things.
Are you feeling a little
short
in life?
Yeah, so I could use some,
some height.
Practical.
Yeah.
Give me some height.
I like nature, so I feel like I would be in heaven.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brother Raymond.
I want to say a lion because that's my favorite animal, and I got a tattoo. But in terms of lifestyle, I got to go with a cat.
Another kind of they're
kind
both
of
cats.
Both cats, yeah.
They're both
But
cats.
you get to chill. Because because dogs, you know, they're saying dogs have owners, cats have servants. So
This
you
is
know,
deep. This cast is deep.
I like that. You know, I don't even have to like the person taking care of me. I don't even have to like them, and I don't have to be a people person. So I'm just there chilling.
You
know,
see how they can work together. You see how, because she's like, humans take
energy.
care of them. And he's like, I only need
Taji
servants.
wants her life?
I see. It's so clear now.
Yeah.
So the casting for this show, spot on.
It just
Spot on.
occurred to me that Taji is Taji because of the crown.
Yes, girl.
Oh, Slay Queen.
She trying to be, you know.
So I just got that.
Well, tell me, I don't get it. What's
A Taji is
that
a crown.
She
a
wears
crown.
a
Keeps on giving
yeah.
you. Aha.
So she's really trying.
I tell you, a crown today, a crown on screen, a crown off screen. I love it. I love it. Well, you know, as we think about what kind of animal you would be, then I'd want to know next, what's one thing you have in common with your character that you play? You know, and maybe again, Auudi, we'll start with you, and you could come to Kaji. Maybe what do you have in common with her?
Yeah. She likes the nice life. She's a soft girl.
Soft life for me too.
Audi's a
Hashtag
soft
soft
girl.
life. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
That's true.
Raymond, anything in common with your
okay.
with Cheche?
I don't know if this is a self-report, but Cheche makes himself laugh a lot with his jokes. So I also find myself quite humorous at times.
I like if you can't laugh at your own jokes, who will? You know what I'm saying? You gotta be your own audience.
Exactly. You gotta hype yourself up.
One man hype squad. I love it. Okay. Mkamzee.
She likes order. Yeah. Because one of Madame Mongooses things is the disorder in the transport world just drives her nuts. So, I mean, not transport-wise, but I truly completely like order.
Same. That's very relatable. Actually, that part of her is very relatable.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
she
This
likes
is Kenya. That's very relatable.
She likes order.
Yeah. Okay. So Twende rides a boda throughout Nairobi. I have to ask you though, in the trailer, they never say Nairobi, do they? I can't remember.
Can't remember either.
I was reading Nairobi. I don't know if they say
Maybe
it
I
in the
read it.
trailer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're in Nairobi. If you could have a boda magically take you anywhere in the world, where are you going?
In the world.
In the world. This is a magical boda. Forget carpets. This is a magical boda. Wind whipping through your hair. Where are you heading? Oh, this is thoughtful.
We can ride anywhere.
Anywhere.
Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere is the in the world is the
Anywhere
the
in the
thing.
world.
Let's see.
How do we do with oceans though?
Yeah, that's the thing.
This is a magical boda.
Oh, so it can ride
can
on the
go
ocean.
anywhere.
On the ocean.
Okay.
Like,
Anywhere.
Then, you know.
Can I time travel?
And indeed, fine.
Okay.
This got to be so complicated. Yes, you can time travel. Any other questions? Follow-up questions? Anyway. Okay. You can time travel, yes.
Okay.
You can carry more than one person.
Oh.
And you have a return ticket. So you can come back.
Wow. What a...
This is how you know actors want to go everywhere.
Yes.
You know this is
So where's the first place you're going?
Me, probably the Caribbean.
Okay. Anywhere in particular?
No, I just want to experience the carnival.
Aha.
In the Caribbean.
So you want to be there March, April.
Yeah.
Hot weather.
And I'm imagining arriving there on a boda and like my shiny feathers and stuff.
I like it.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah, you would take that city by storm. Yeah, they are not ready for that. They are not ready. Okay. Mkamzee has gone into like a...
I'm really thinking...
As
you said time travel and now I know where I would want to go.
Oh, please go ahead.
No, I think I would go back to meet my grandmother. She was a very fascinating woman. So I think that would be interesting.
Well, you have to tell us about her now a bit.
She's for whom I am named. No, she was just very interesting. She was one of those. She had a child out of wedlock, as they said at the time, and then she got back together with my grandfather, and she was until the day she passed. She was in the shamba working. She didn't know she was sick, but then she was just like. Just so fun. And she always dressed up. The thing we remember is she was always in her shamba, she was always working, but she always dressed up for it. Like she would wake up in the morning and she had this gold loops And she had she was so fabulous. And then she would walk to the shamba.
Love it.
I love it. She was an actor.
She was the full, and then she raised 6 sons. Wow. And she was tough. She was my dad.
That is a movie.
My dad and
That's
them.
a movie waiting to happen.
It is. She was not playing.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, I love this boda. Boda is taking us to great places.
Let's play.
Okay.
I have 2. I couldn't decide between 2. One is a bit deep. I would love to have been there when Martin Luther King was giving some of his speeches.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that'd just be a really powerful moment. And then another point in history, I'd love to go to a Bob Marley concert. The vibes.
Come on now.
The vibes.
Okay, I'll
the recreation. Everything.
It's funny you said Martin Luther because I'd watch you play.
Oh, that's true.
Hollywood. You heard her. You heard her.
I would.
You heard
Yes,
her.
you would.
I'd like to
A
put
little
us
shorter
there.
with the beard, and you're there. You know, there's a biopic coming out about Bob Marley, right? In the
Yes.
Can't wait to see
2024.
that.
Yep, that trailer was
One
real
Love.
good.
It's called One Love.
Yes.
Yeah. And I heard his family produced it, maybe. And so people are feeling excited about
It's
it. They
looking
feel like
really
it's gonna be
good.
accurate.
It reminds me of it was there's a tape he did, a documentary he did in the 80s, in the 70s, 80s. It's a lot of it is for reference from there.
Yeah, fantastic.
And that
Go
actor
see
who
it.
plays him, I can't remember his name, so I'm not going to attempt. But he was in another movie where there's 4 prominent black figures stuck in a hotel.
Yes,
And
yes.
I
One
think he
night
played-
in Tampa
yeah,
or
I
something.
think he played, was it Malcolm X?
I think he did. He was Malcolm X, yes. One Night, which is also an excellent film.
Yes.
I would want to go there. I'd love to be in
To
that
that
hotel
place.
room with X, Muhammad Ali. It was the person who sings Things Are Gonna Change, Sam Cooke.
Some
Yes.
cooks, yeah.
I'm forgetting the fourth person. Was it Dr. King? Was it Dr. King in the fourth
No.
one?
I think it was I could be wrong, but I think he was a football player.
Yes, it was I can't remember. Let's just keep it moving. But we got close. We got 3 out of 4. I love how you guys think. You're both creative and also sentimental. That actually feels like what actors are. Creative but
And sentimental.
Dating us is an emotional world.
Exactly, emotionally vulnerable human people just walking around this earth. So if you think about kind of what's next for you, I'd love to hear where people can find your work, where they can engage with you further. You know, Mkamzee, we know your portfolio, but I would love to hear a little bit more about what's kind of brewing. 2024 is around the corner. How can people follow you and find your work? Who wants to start us off?
Boss.
So right now we're in the middle of completing the first season of the series Second Family. So we're
How
almost.
did I not mention Second Family? Oh my goodness. It was in my notes, but today I'm wearing glasses
It's all
and I
right.
couldn't see.
No. So it's hectic because we have just next week and then we are done. And so that will be airing all the way. The finale should be airing in March 2024.
Well, first, let's say congratulations.
Thank
Second
you.
Family, also on Showmax.
Yes,
For which
also
you
on
are the
Showmax.
showrunner. So
you.
listen, we don't need no Shonda here. We got Mkamzee running
Tickets.
things, So so the current season will be the finale in March. Is that
Yes,
what-
the finale will be in March.
March.
And then hopefully by then we should be running into the next season or
Fantastic.
writing pre-production, whatever.
Listen, congratulations to get renewed and keep the art working. I used to watch those award shows and people would say something like, to be a working actor. And I'd be like, what do you mean working actor? You're just an actor. I'm like, oh no, there's a difference.
And it's brilliant because it's been such a great thing to have now an opportunity to be oh, let's write the stories so that we do more acting.
Yeah.
That's really the idea behind it. Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
it.
So
I love that show too, because having grown up in the church, I have some ideas for you.
Oh, come on now.
I could also be on the show. Quite frankly. Ooh, but okay, fantastic. Okay, Raymond, how about you? What's next for you? What's up?
Okay, so I found out yesterday that I just got cast in an upcoming project.
Congratulations,
So
a
we
working
start
actor.
that. Yeah, so
actor.
I actually have so my girlfriend's coming to visit, and then pretty much the day after she leaves, we start filming.
You better start the day after, my friend. Yeah, if you want that girlfriend to still be around. Life advice.
Oh, yes. And a project I wrote back in the States, shot and acted in, should be released in February.
Fantastic.
And especially with because it's about a Muslim soldier who joins the US military. So with everything going on, I think the timing.
Timely.
Yeah. So it's called Kareem Zura, and it's an important story.
Fantastic. We can follow. If we follow all of you on social, we'll find these announcements, right? What's coming next?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. We'll put that in the show notes for everybody.
Yes.
Auudi, how about you?
Salem on Showmax, which is still running until furthest of notices.
I love that. Furthest of notices.
I executive produced a film that got into the I Am Tomorrow Film Festival.
Congratulations.
And just won the Under Our Skin Festival.
Yeah, congratulations.
Congratulations. Do you want to say the name of the film?
And yes, it's called Midnight Van. It's directed by Carol Koch, created by Nice G. And we won the 48-hour film festival a few weeks ago, so we're going to Filmpalooza.
Fantastic.
Film festival, so. Yeah.
And where can we find that online? Can we watch it?
No, there should be some screenings because they have to hold them for the festivals.
Sure,
but
sure.
yeah.
Okay.
And maybe because I played the Google pod, Google will find me.
Hey,
I
listen.
can do maps, you know? Stop listening to roads being named
That's
wrong.
actually a very cool idea.
Yeah, Google.
Fantastic.
Find me.
Turn left on
your
Killamani.
Oh, turn left on Oloito. Yeah.
Oh no, Taka.
Yeah, Taka. Yeah. I'm here, guys.
Oh, you're here. I would for sure choose your voice.
Right?
Yeah, you would be my avatar.
Girl.
Voice avatar for sure, for
Yes.
everything, actually.
Yes.
Well, before we wrap, we always ask our guests 2 questions. And in part because we believe there's a common through line through every human being. So whether you are an actor, whether you're an activist, there's something human that connects us all. So my first question to each of you that all 80 plus people before you who we've interviewed have been asked, what is your favorite drink?
Water.
Cheers.
Jealous.
Listen. Water.
What?
Maji is magic. As we sip, I know.
Favorite drink.
Such a dramatic telling of the water story.
Wow. I'd have to say passion juice.
Look.
Plus
Kenyan
Kenyan
passion juice.
Not
Let's
too
be very
sweet,
specific.
not too tart.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
right?
The
have to be
purple
that.
passion.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
love it.
Although
Okay.
to be honest, mine's a margarita. I mean,
I was trying to not mention
dry cast.
alcohol. No, this is I was trying to be a good girl.
With a dry cast. With a dry cast.
I was trying. I was
It's a
really
daytime show,
trying.
but some people watch.
yeah.
After hours. Okay, I love it. And then the other question we ask is, we really focus on stories of joy and justice from Africa and the diaspora. And I actually think that Twende obviously brings joy, but I think it brings a good bit of justice too, because as you said at the beginning, Raymond, let us tell our stories our way. And that to me is justice alive. That's justice in action. So tell me, what is bringing you joy in your life today? Anyone can start.
Like how y'all are looking at
I
me.
know, everybody did. You made a sound. So I'm like,
As a gentleman, ladies first.
Why are you like this? What's bringing me joy? Having work.
say that.
Having work. And being healthy. Yeah.
More health, more work to you in 2024.
Thank you very much.
Definitely. My son is hilarious. So that's a lot of joy. And working. I think before this year, I hadn't worked in years. So working and working at something that you feel is yours, not someone else's, but, and then definitely, my son, who is quite funny and hilarious.
And I'm sure he kept you working.
Oh yes, there's a good reason to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Every time I look in the mirror, no. That's not my answer. No, my family, mom, dad, brother, my girlfriend, and just the ability to work and all the good things that are coming.
Oh, I love that. Well, may 2024 bring you depths of joy that you have yet to even imagine.
And real friends.
And real friends. Listen, cheers to that too. Well, it's been such a joy to talk with you all. It's been a heavy year. 2023 has not been easy for many communities, for our people here in Nairobi and in the world, our loved ones in the diaspora. But this project brings us so much joy. You represent us well. You bring us energy, you bring us life. You ask some important questions. So thank you. Thank you for all that you're contributing to such an important space, and especially, like you said, for kids. I love that our kids in this generation are growing up with their voices, their people, their community, their city on screen. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for
you.
being on the
Thank
show.
you.
It's been such an honor, such an honor. So my friends, you can find Twende coming to Showmax December 1st. We're recording today is November 22nd, I think. So just around the corner, please check it out. Support. If you don't have a subscription, just go ahead and get one. You know what to do. And watch this series, engage with it. And if you've got some follow-up questions or some feedback or anything, just reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you at Salam and Hello on all the platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And of course, we'd love to hear from you the old school way. Email, you can email me, Lilly at salamandhello.com or producer at salamandhello.com. And a few more episodes left in this year, and then we're going to wrap and take a little break. But till then, we can't wait to see you next week. See you then.
Yay! Twende!
Twende! Twende!
Until then we say, hold on. I know it's hard, but baby, you just got to hold on. I know it's hard, but baby, you just got to hold on.